Indiana here with another episode of Star Wars Alternate History. Today's episode's question is, what if the Malevolence wasn't destroyed? So for those of you that don't know, Malevolence was a warship during the Clone Wars on the side of the Separatists that was armed with 2 ion cannons around 21 BBY. So let's get into this. So the thing is, the Malevolence would become a much bigger threat to the Republic because many fleets would probably be destroyed, and things such as the medical station it was going after before it was destroyed would also occur, meaning a lot more casualties and probably a faster end to the war if this ship wasn't stopped. There'd be a likelihood that this ship would be destroyed pretty fast if it wasn't destroyed at the time it was destroyed, however, because the Republic would put priority on destroying it. The thing is, the only thing that could easily disable the iron cannons would be small ships like the Y-Wings they used to destroy it in the show. So likely if it were to be disabled later, though this would mean thousands of soldiers would have died before then, the Malevolence would likely still be destroyed. Now let's assume that doesn't happen. This means there's going to be a much faster war to end, and the Malevolence is going to be a great success instead of a failure as a sort of super weapon, because that's kind of what it was, because it simply disabled the ships. So since it was the super weapon, in a way, the Republic would lose, and if it was seen as a success, as I was saying, the Separatists or the Confederacy would likely build more of them, which means the Republic falls much faster. Only problem with building more of them is these are gigantic ships compared to the average warship, so it takes a lot more resources and a lot longer to put out. So that does have some harms there, but you'll likely see more ships similar to Malevolence in everyday Separatist fighting, and the Separatists will probably rise to power if they were to make even more of these warships, because they were very hard to take out with a small fleet. A fleet of 3 Republic cruisers cannot even destroy the Malevolence. You have to have double that in order to easily take out the Malevolence. But before you even do that, you gotta make sure its ion cannons are out. So, yeah. This means there's going to be a lot more or similar ships to this because of its success on the Separatist battlefield, and a lot quicker into the Clone Wars with a Separatist win. And either way, Palpatine rises to power because he was the leader of both sides. The other thing we'll see here is the Malevolence is also going to gain a larger fleet in order to protect it, which means it's going to be even harder to destroy because it's seen as such an asset to the Separatist cause. Because when we were seeing it originally in the Clone Wars episodes, it's kind of being tested out, actually used for the first time, so they weren't, sure how successful super weapon this was going to be, but after having several big successes, this is going to essentially mean that they're going to want to protect this with whatever they can. Furthermore, one of the things that comes out of this whenever this event happens in real time, not an alternate history version, is General Grievous loses some stature with Count Dooku. This means the stature with Count Dooku will not be lost, and Grievous is going to maintain his higher stature or appearance to Count Dooku because he has not had such a failure as the destruction of the Malevolence, which is very important because as the war goes on, Grievous kind of becomes less and less important due to this. He's not as big of a force until the very end when he makes his attack on Coruscant, due to Count Dooku not trusting him as much in his decisions and everything as a leader. Though he still has quite a bit of prominence, obviously, his success with the Malevolence means that this prominence isn't going to fade. So, essentially, if the Malevolence were to be a success and wasn't destroyed, at least at the time it was destroyed, the Separatists would likely make similar warships, and the Republic would lose the war much faster because of the ion cannons that easily disabled whole fleets. And Grievous would remain in a higher stature with Count Dooku. So, tell me guys what you thought. Give me some episode suggestions for later. And let me know what you think would have happened if the Malevolence wasn't destroyed. This is Indiana signing out. See you guys later.